It's easy to say, teach young children to read music before working with letters. You might say, but how is that possible? Remember, in the previous part, I talked about the line by line approach to learning to read? The whole secret lies in this. When a
Good
child
job.
reads a
Okay, now
regular
what's that
text
say?
line by line, they deal with many small objects, letters,
Tim?
arranged on one line. For example, in the sentence, see the cat from a primer, the child sees 9 letters on one line. Now, let's look at a musical text, for instance, a piece from our musical primer, which we use to start teaching even 2-year-olds. At first glance, such a text may seem much more complicated than the first lines of a primer, multiple lines, notes stacked one on top of another. It's not surprising that the traditional approach is when the teacher sits next to the student and points to which note to look at. However, this method is unlikely to help the child independently find the notes and play them as they are dealing with multiple lines simultaneously. The question arises, why should beginners single out one note from the musical context? In music, the important thing is the moment of real time, the perception of the vertical sound of chords, not the sequence of individual sounds, as in reading ordinary text. Imagine if we turn our song from the musical primer and focus the visual attention on a single line. It turns out that the beginner sees only 3 notes, not 9, as in the sentence, see the cat. These 3 notes can easily be found by tracing each line down to the keyboard and matching the notes with the keys, pressing them simultaneously. Now, about the term soft real time. This is the time interval of up to 1 second, during which the sound of the music and the actions of the student merge into one whole. This very moment sets an invisible line that connects all the sounds in the playing process. In traditional methods, this line remains hidden, but in the soft Mozart system, it is not only visible but also tangible. Our approach allows measuring the delay between the visual perception of the note and pressing the key, giving children the opportunity to hone their skills in conditions as close to real performance as possible. Benefits of musical reading for brain development in young children. Development of spatial thinking. Musical text supports and develops spatial thinking, which begins to form in a child when interacting with objects, such as rattles. Unlike reading ordinary text, where movement goes in one direction, musical text engages multi-directional perception, left to right, top to bottom, and in real time. Harmonization and multi-channel perception. Learning to read music notation helps the child develop the ability to perceive several sound channels simultaneously. This helps them understand and analyze complex harmonic structures, laying the foundation for a deeper understanding of the relationships between various vibrations and sounds. Development of motor skills and coordination. Using all the fingers of both hands when playing a musical instrument stimulates movement coordination, fine motor skills, and the synchronized work of the brain's hemispheres. This contributes to strengthening the corpus callosum, which connects the hemispheres and supports their interaction. Activation of analytical thinking. Reading musical text requires the child to use analytical skills, which helps them better understand complex structures and sequences. These skills are also the foundation for a deeper understanding of mathematical and physical principles. Strengthening memory and attention, musical reading trains working memory and improves concentration, as it requires memorizing and quickly reproducing complex sequences of notes and chords. Development of hearing and rhythm, musical text helps develop musical hearing and a sense of rhythm, which is important for movement coordination and overall harmony of perception. Children learn to distinguish between sound durations, tempo, and dynamics, which enhances their auditory perception. Emotional and creative development. Music promotes emotional expression and creative self-expression. Learning to read musical text allows children to experiment with different melodies, rhythms, and dynamics, stimulating their imagination and creativity. Understanding and managing time. Reading musical text in real time develops the child's sense of time and the ability to manage it. This skill carries over to other aspects of life, such as planning and time management. Formation of resilience and discipline. Learning to read and perform musical pieces requires regular practice and perseverance. This helps children develop discipline, patience, and persistence in achieving their goals. Interdisciplinary connections. Music is closely linked with mathematics, languages, history, and even science. By learning musical text, children receive interdisciplinary education that enriches their overall outlook and helps them better understand the world. That's why today, every teacher and every parent should carefully explore the soft way to Mozart system, which is an essential tool for developing children from 2 to 5 years old. In the description of this video, we have provided a link to lesson plans for children of this age, with which you can start your lessons today. Happy learning! Welcome to a new era in music education.